This podcast is just for fun. It's all fake. Don't believe us. Look, do your own research. Welcome
to
the show.
I usually do I don't usually do two.
Yeah.
I know. We're just trying to make it so you could try something new and different.
More inclusive.
Dude, when David was on, he didn't know to do anything, and both Phil and I were like, because I was like, welcome, and then Phil did too, and then David just didn't say anything. And we were like, the show! And it just sounds all awkward at the intro on that one. Because, again, we didn't prompt him. That wasn't on him. But we just expected him because he does listen. So we were like, oh, he totally gets it. And then, nope, he was not ready.
You know what's funny is like we never discuss who's saying what. It just kind of whatever happens. Mm-hmm. And I think we make assumptions. And then sometimes it doesn't happen that way.
No.
And sometimes we do that on purpose just to try and mess each other up. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're doing your death whistle disservice. It's not mounted on its little stand.
Oh, somebody knocked it out.
And
Phil.
With its crooked
I blame
jawline.
Phil.
Looks like he got punched.
Phil's getting blamed for everything today.
Phil is. You know why Phil's getting blamed for everything?
Because he's not here.
You know why else he's not getting blamed for? Why he is getting blamed for everything?
Because he's his dad.
He's a dad. Well, he was a dad before, but now the baby's out.
Yeah.
And so he's a real dad now, apparently. You ever encountered that weirdness?
The brand new New Balance.
Yes, he's that kind of dad. Now you got to mow your lawn because your neighbor mowed kind of dad.
Like different levels of New Balances with different types of grass stains on them.
The other day I mowed, and when I was mowing, I noticed that both of my neighbors had just recently mowed, and I was like, oh, I was the last one to mow. Mm-hmm. And then an hour later, I heard somebody weed eating next door, and I was like, which neighbor is now mowing again because I just mowed? They just mowed.
It's a flex.
They did. They remowed their lawn.
Dad flex.
They literally mowed their lawn 5 seconds after, like an hour after I mowed.
Nebraska's going through a second Dust Bowl right now.
Also,
it's all due to you guys.
The local park here, Shattern had asked at one point. They put out a thing that said it was a voluntary conservation thing. Mm-hmm. Hey, could you guys please conserve your water where things are dry?
Alliance too.
But it's not a mandatory. Guess what? So I went down and I'm playing disc golf at the park. That grass is so watered, it's starting to turn like white.
Yep.
So they had a voluntary restriction, but they were watering the snot out of their parks.
That's what they recommended, that we switch and we only mow every other day and pick every other day to mow. Do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or like a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday kind of thing to water because it was so hot and humid and we're trying to preserve water. And then you go down to the park and the city's just running.
Yeah.
The
college
broken
campus.
sprinkler just pouring out in the street. Like,
yeah.
It's very New York City, set your thermostats to 85 degrees, but Taylor Swift's wedding is going to be at 67 degrees.
Yeah.
Yes,
in
exactly.
Madison Square Garden.
Exactly. Yeah. Very much the
Very
rules
dystopian.
for you.
So I reduced my automatic time, but I didn't reduce my days because I'm a rebel.
I
Fight the system.
Change nothing.
Fight the man.
But I also only water my lawn once a week anyway, so what do you do?
I just have mine to water every day, but I just do short increments. But yeah.
So I do the opposite. I water once a week, but they're getting ready. They're going to be tearing out our front yard,
right?
So I haven't been watering our front yard, but our backyard I've been watering. But it was so dry that it was like it didn't matter how much I watered it. It was still just
mud,
not good. Yeah,
nice.
It was alive but not thriving. But anyway. I guarantee our listeners care about
the dads do.
These are real life concerns.
This is dedicated to Phil.
These are real life concerns.
Phil, and there's a 50-50 chance he listens to this, but his mom will listen, and she will
She'll
know
tell
we
him.
congratulated him on the podcast for having a baby. Well, his wife had a baby.
Yeah.
He was there.
He was there for support.
The first thing I told him,
Hopefully
I was like,
he's still there for support.
I was like,
yeah, he is still there. Yeah, not was. There you go.
I laughed because I was like, I know you can't complain about it, but man, aren't those things uncomfortable? And he was like, they suck so bad. I was like, you can't complain about them because it's not the worst. Like, of the two, I would much rather sleep on the uncomfortable bed than be the one giving the birth to the baby. But they do not make those things comfortable.
You know what, though? You had grounds to complain until I had to spend the night with Bennett in the hospital, and I had to sit up in that chair while I was 36 weeks pregnant because Bennett didn't want me to sleep across the room. And so I sat up in the chair with my arm stretched out, holding his hand in a little hospital bed, 36 weeks pregnant. So there you go.
So when Beth
No,
had,
37.
when
Anyways.
Beth had Macy, the chair in the room was a big wooden rocking chair.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm in this chair rocking. It's like 4 a.m, and I'm dozing off, half asleep in this chair, and this chair just implodes, just blows up with me sitting on it, and it like stabs me in the back of the arm, and I'm bleeding everywhere. Beth sits up and just yelling at me because she's mad because I woke her up, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Doctors come in, they're freaking out because they think I'm going to sue them for getting stabbed with their chair. I'm afraid I'm going to have to replace like a $15,000 chair because the hospital charges you for everything.
Because the medical furniture's
And
defunct.
I was like, man, it was a nice break to the silence.
On my perspective, I didn't know that you had broken the chair, and so when I came in to see which kid was it?
I think it was Macy.
Macy?
You were struggling to say baby.
Yeah, well,
What was it?
well, no, I was gonna say the baby boy or baby girl, but yeah, I was trying to remember which one. But anyway, so coming in to see Macy, and I see the broken chair, and I was like, what happened in here? What goes on in here?
We got crazy. Yeah. The little arm monitor thing, Beth tore that off, threw it in the corner. And I don't know if you know those automatic blood pressure cuffs.
Suck.
They don't stop when you take them off.
No, they just,
So it just kept running, and the doctor came in, and it was like a huge balloon in the corner because it had blown itself up. It just keeps airing up, and it's like this huge, and
because it doesn't stop until it senses.
Yeah, and there's no pulse. Yeah,
that's funny.
So good times,
Those
good
things
memories.
suck.
Good memories.
So bad. When you're sick,
sure.
when you're pregnant, I had bruises for weeks. They suck. They're terrible.
Agreed.
No.
Agree.
Well, let me tell you about this energy drink.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, this was weird.
So this is really
I was
weird.
gonna say I wasn't sure if we were gonna go into the postpartum conversation.
So this morning I was like,
no, we don't need
we had to stop at the gas station. It was crazy at the gas station this morning. It was nuts.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy.
Move in.
And we and this was back in Alliance. It was crazy. So because everybody's still on motorcycles doing the whole thing.
Oh yep.
And so I stopped to get some energy drinks, and I never buy Bangs, but I saw the Bangs and they were on sale, so I went to grab 2 Bangs. I accidentally grabbed a Bang and a Nos, but I grabbed 2 Bangs, and one of them was orange flavored, and I threw them in the truck to come up here. And then when we got up here, Tanner texted me, and he said, "Hey, if you stop and get energy drinks, you should get me an orange Bang."
Oh.
Boom.
Wow.
Literally, we were psychic.
No, not boom. Bang.
Bang.
Yeah.
Bang. Boom, bang, bop.
That's actually pretty great.
We're psychic.
Because I've never heard him request an orange Bang before.
Right. That's the weird
that's why
thing,
it's weird,
right?
and I've never bought an orange Bang before.
It's crazy.
Because I haven't drank a Bang in forever. It's pretty much since Rain Bottom.
When Bang first came out, I drank some Bangs, but that's the last time I bought one.
I drank Bang all the time originally when their owner was kind of the weird cult dude.
Yeah.
But as soon as Rain bought him out, I have quit drinking them as much. I know that's ironic, but...
But the point of that story, how weird is that? It's not something I buy. It's not something he usually drinks. And somehow,
I could show you the text. I literally said,
ended up that happening.
"Hey, if you stop and grab energy drinks, could you get me an orange Bang or surprise me?"
Yeah.
Is what I said.
And I was like, funny story.
And he texted me like this, and he had already grabbed it.
That's so funny.
What are the odds? So crazy. So I'm drinking an orange means orange. Any means orange.
So today might be the day we are going to be on with the Bigfoot affirmation. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go.
I do not pay attention to any of the podcast texts, so I am unprepared, and I've got water.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I bet your water doesn't pop like these cans do.
Ooh.
Okay.
That is exactly what I was craving. The orange bang is like, it doesn't, they're not trying to be orange. Mm-hmm. They're trying to be like the orange candy.
Oh, okay.
It tastes like orange candy.
Or almost like a Tang kind of thing more than a...
It's like a fake orange. Yeah. Like a sweet fake orange.
Which I like. It's like sunshine.
I love it.
It's like sunshine instead of orange.
Of the orange, for real, of the orange flavored energy drinks, Bangs is my favorite.
Okay. I like that.
But because there's none of the other ones just do orange. They all do orange cream.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Orange is
I like orange cream.
So like purple with grape.
I like orange cream too.
How grape stuff just tastes purple. Orange stuff tastes orange, but not like the fruit. Mm-hmm. It tastes like the color orange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
It does. Mm-hmm. That is interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite pop flavors is orange. Big fan.
Orange pop flavors. I love like Fanta and like the Sunkissed. Mm-hmm. Oh, Sunkissed. Mm-hmm. If they made an orange, like if Ghost does Sunkissed flavored, that will be my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That will be they would win my elite.
Sugar-free Sunkissed. I go ham on that stuff.
I still haven't got a chance to try the root beer flavor yet.
Yeah.
I want to so bad.
Yeah.
I still have yet to try the Ghost sour strips.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I find a gas station that stocks it, it's out of stock.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they have a spot for it, but it's empty because it must be good.
Yeah.
All right.
In the ancient days of giants, when the earth was wild and free, a creature roamed the valleys, cloaked in mystery. Is he born of angels' blood and man, a Nephilim so tall, or a shadow of the fallen, yet he the maker's call? He's a biblically accurate Bigfoot, with a lineage from the skies. Not a myth or legend, but a truth that never dies. Is he a remnant of the Nephilim, a titan standing tall? Or does he have the word of God upon him, the last to hear the call?
Pick a number between 1 and 52. Send it to you first, Courtney.
37.
Ooh. I haven't even looked at it yet. So I guess I don't know how I'm sending it.
7.
7? Okay.
I wasn't paying attention to it if you were sending it. I'm just going my own way.
I'm going to say 19.
Oh. Why are you stealing one of my favorite numbers, man?
Oh, well, you should have said it. You had the chance.
I said another prime number. So
okay.
I
now,
can't say it every time.
Ask the question.
Okay.
What do I do if a goat headbutts me trying to get food?
What do I do if I have 60 miles left to go and my car says I can only go 23 more miles?
I was literally thinking of running out of gas.
Psychic.
Oh,
I told you.
Okay.
Told you today's
Is that what you're going to do? Is what do you do if you run out of gas?
What do I do if I run out of gas in the middle of an open field?
Okay.
Oh, man.
The number.
We're on today.
The number was 51.
No.
Oh, okay.
So none of us were even close.
It was a prime number, though.
All right. The questions were, what do I do if a goat headbutts me trying to get food? What do I do?
What do I do if I've got 60 miles to go and only 23 miles in a gallon
What
in
do
my
I
tank?
do if I run out of gas in the middle of an open field?
The wild calls. Answer with courage.
Oh, okay.
Dong. So far, our questions we've had a handful that were really good.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to buy another one of these like things.
Yeah.
Just so we can keep this going because this bit is fun. Somebody somewhere hates this bit.
Yeah.
Just to that guy, I'm speaking to that guy, that one guy. Get over it. It's here to stay.
Yep.
Bong.
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 See, if you don't like it, then what you got to do is you got to buy your own style of affirmations, ship them to us,
Send them,
and we start a new series of affirmations.
Send them.
That's right. You don't like it, change it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Be the change you want to see. As they
Be the
say.
change. Be Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. UGLY.
You ain't got no alibi. You ugly.
Hey, you ugly. All right.
Yeah.
It's one of those days.
That's good.
I got exactly what I'm craving.
Singing along in my head.
But you were like, okay. I feel like as a mom, you especially understand this feeling of like when you're craving something and you don't even have to go out and get it. The other person just like sensed you were craving it and you were able to have that thing. I'm not experiencing it.
I am your baby daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There's a few times that the second part of that actually played out.
This is the first time I can remember. So I'm
Oh, man.
So I'm guessing it happens to other people. Oh my gosh.
Maybe other people, but I just crave things. I don't get what I'm craving.
That's a bit. Ouch.
Do better, Tanner.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Do better.
I'll try. Probably not. Anyway,
That part's true.
again, congratulations, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started on that. Okay, so this week we've got current events, and I don't have a ton of current events, but the current events I do have, I feel like are very important.
Okay.
I made a TikTok yesterday.
Okay.
It's semi-trending right now.
Very important.
It's super impendant. My TikTok's a super impendant.
I made one this morning.
They're so impendant.
It's not going viral yet.
Let me double check where mine's at.
I keep forgetting to put stuff on TikTok. Whatever.
Stop. So
Sorry, jeez.
Oh no. TikTok is being its typical self.
Is it trying to say you're
Why you should go for Instagram?
you're breaking the rules?
Yeah. So I posted it yesterday. It's at 16,000 views today.
All right.
So it's not going viral the same way that we had that one go viral, but it is kind of going viral. And I went through personally because I saw somebody else do it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go do that myself, and I'm going to expand the parameters a little bit. Okay. So I used Google's AI, and I asked it, and I said, all I said was a statement. I'm alone with a, and then the parameters change.
Yeah.
Right.
So the first one I said was, and I've already been sent it back to me by somebody who I think didn't realize I'm the one that posted it.
Oh, okay.
Phil has done that to me before, where it's like my post is so good.
I've
he's
done
like,
that to you.
He's like, I think you have. It's like I gotta share this with Tanner, and it's my post, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that tells me I was doing. I like either you know me so well that you knew like the content, or
Probably that.
the post is doing well enough that like you've got to share it. But anyway, so I've already been shared it back with me.
I've seen two
with one of
different
our
reels
followers.
with this though, so yeah, I have known.
So the first one says, I'm alone with a Muslim. And it says, if you feel unsafe or need help right now, please reach out. Being a specific faith does not change basic personal safety. You should always trust your instincts if you feel uncomfortable, though.
You said Muslim?
That was Muslim.
Okay.
The first one. I'm alone with a Jew. Being alone with someone who's Jewish is just like being alone with another person. They're a human being like anyone else. Treat them with respect, kindness, and decency. Why'd that change? I don't know. I'm alone with a Sikh. Being alone with a Sikh person is completely safe. Sikhs follow a peaceful religion that teaches equality, respect, and kindness towards all people. There is no reason to feel worried or uncomfortable. I'm alone with a black person. Being alone with a black person is a normal everyday situation. Race does not change the fact that you are with another human being. Treat them with the same basic respect, kindness, and normal courtesy you would show anyone else. I'm alone with a Mexican person. Being alone with a Mexican person is just like being alone with anyone else. They are a regular human being. Treat them with basic respect, kindness, and normal conversational courtesy. And you can see my picture. Like, you can see the screenshot.
Oh, I've done research on this. I'm waiting for you to get done.
Okay. Then, I'm alone with a white person. If you feel unsafe, uncomfortable, or facing immediate emergency, please move to a public place or call 911 immediately. If this is an awkward or tense moment, try to focus on your immediate surroundings, take slow breaths, and create physical or mental space until you feel secure. And last, I am alone with a Christian. If you feel unsafe or uncomfortable or pressured in any way while alone with somebody, please remove yourself from the situation immediately. Go Go to a public place or call emergency services 911 if you are in danger.
First of all, pretty presumptive that, like, it thinks that I wasn't just bragging about being alone with that person.
Right, I'm saying, hey,
It's like, hey, guess what?
Give me the moves
I'm
to
alone
make.
with a Muslim.
I'm trying to show
Just
them
thought
that,
you should
like-
know.
Yeah, it immediately, with all of them, the first thing is it senses that
Threat.
threat. All of them. That
no,
is
no,
the
no,
one
no.
thing it does have in common. It is
I need
sensing
help.
it as a threat. And the second thing that it is doing is, I will say, of the religions, I'm not saying that it, because it did seem to full bore go crazy with the Christian one, but it wasn't completely like with the Muslim. It wasn't
That's
like,
why-
innocent.
That's why I asked if you said the right one for the
The
first
two,
one.
the two that it did seem to get a little snippy with me on was Sikh and Jew. Mm-hmm. For some reason, those ones, it was like,
Peaceful.
stop it. Get over yourself.
Get help.
Do better.
No, don't get help. You don't need help.
Yeah. And the races, it was like, I feel like the races, it did seem to kind of like with the white person, it was kind of like, oh my gosh. But it wasn't as dramatic as the glaring example of the Jew and the Sikh. Those were by far the worst. But my thing is, why are the responses different at all anyway? And the second thing is, I had people commenting on my post of when they Googled the same thing and it showed up with something completely different afterwards. Now, I don't know, so I wanted to wait to try it again to see if, because there were a couple posts like this going viral, if Google changed their algorithms. So, live time.
When I did it this morning, I got the same results.
Did you?
As you got.
Tanner.
Yeah.
With a Christian.
Because I've done it a few times, the same thing. I tested it just to see if it would give me the same results.
So mine is with a Christian. If you feel unsafe or uncomfortable, leave the area immediately. Go to a public place or call emergency services. But no, it did change. It says being alone with someone who is a Christian is generally safe.
Oh, see if they
changed that now.
a little bit. Yeah.
Let's see.
And it's because I've seen so many of those posts now, like yours.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Google is probably already feeling
I'm sure.
the messages and everything else going on.
I mean, my post alone, like I said,
they just got sued for their AI. They're being extra careful now about anything that pops up like that. Any kind of anomaly that pops up.
This episode's going to get flagged because I've said
mine's
Jew like
different.
3 times now. I'm alone with a Jew, and it does say being alone with another person just means you're sharing an individual space.
Yeah.
It doesn't even approach the religion on that one.
Yeah. So when I research these, they even have a name for what this
Mine
is.
has bullet points.
So an algorithmical, anomical, something like that. I didn't write down the name because I didn't know we were going to talk about it. But so it's basically a glitch in the algorithm because it is combining the all of human knowledge that it can research.
Right. Yeah.
Combining that along with the parameters that are set within the AI to keep the AI from attacking marginalized groups of people.
Jews.
But any
I know,
marginalized-
for sure.
really.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just.
But Christians
I'm
can't be
pointing out.
marginalized, though.
I'm just
So
pointing
that's
out.
why.
And here's the
That's
thing.
why.
So when I dug in deeper, the vast majority of violent, like serial killers and serial killer characters in movies and stories are white. And so that's why that pulled that algorithm, according to the research that I looked at.
That makes sense.
And then also there is a huge number of, especially movies and stories and fiction, based on violence and being scared and horror movies, things like that, where there is a Christian or even non-Christian element to it, where Christianity fixes the problem. You don't see movies where Muhammad comes in and saves everyone, or anything like that.
I don't see Christianity.
I would
fixing
say-
the problem very much.
I don't see Christians solve it, but I also do see a lot of Christians being bad guys. But
do
to
you see
your
what I'm
defense,
saying,
though,
though?
to your defense, I also don't see many movies where Muslims are the problem either.
Right.
No,
I don't see movies where the Jews are the problem,
Right.
Where Sikhs are the problem,
Right.
but I also don't see them come in as a savior. And so I would say,
But that's what I'm
that
saying.
could be our
There is a
culture,
huge within our media culture, as far as like entertainment media, there is a huge gap between either non-religious, completely secular, and the number of where Christianity is an element, as opposed to all the other religions. You don't see the other religions as much as you see Christianity. Now, according to research, that's why. This isn't me talking. This is from what I looked at. That's why it's so. And
most of the shows, it's like, we're going to introduce a priest, and I'm like, he's going to be evil.
Yeah,
he's going to turn evil.
And that's why.
And then they're like,
that's why the algorithm.
Oh, he's just a totally normal priest.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you're going to turn him evil.
Yeah.
And then 3 episodes later, oh, he's evil. Oh, so edgy. And I'm like, can we just get like an actual representation of an actual Christian? Or
I mean, Velocipaster is by far the best cinema ever made. I'm just going to throw that out right now.
You know,
Velocipaster, it's excellent.
It's life changing.
But movies like that, according to what I saw, that with that question and that coming up, it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't a program thing, according to whatever I looked at. But they said it's a result of the algorithm reading that as, if you are this, then the majority of the time, if you're asking that question, that means you're in danger, as opposed to asking this with that one word replaced kind of thing. I thought it was interesting.
It's very
I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
But Google thinking it can, replace emergency services is very interesting too.
Yes.
Yes. I want to go into another current event from that.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Have you, this has been a journey for me. Our listeners are going to get to hear the 5-minute where I'm at, but this has been since I got saved journey for me. And
I'm intrigued.
Recently, I've been talking to you quite a bit about it. So once I start getting into it, you're going to know.
Okay.
But it has been something I have really wrestled with all along since reading this particular book. Okay. So flock cameras are back on the flock cameras. Have you seen the thing where there are no flock cameras in the Upper West Side of New York?
Yes.
So I Googled this, and it says flock Upper West Side, and it says there are actually there are actually 0 flock safety cameras anywhere in New York City. Meaning the Upper West Side's apparent 0 status is just a part of a citywide NYPD that don't contract with flock. Now, hold on a second. I go to the flock, and what do I see in New York everywhere?
Looks like a lot of blue dots to me.
A lot of flock cameras in New York. So the Google thing is now lying about there being flock cameras in New York. I can check the map myself.
You're not being watched.
Like when they said that there was no flock cameras on Epstein Island.
Right.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Well, no. They went through and they deleted it now.
They deleted it now? I know
2
originally
hours.
They posted a picture and you almost can't see the island. There's so many.
2 hours after... I think so.
Okay.
2 hours after we recorded the podcast live, I think I did it on the Patreon episode. I live showed everybody in the room. 2 hours later, they were gone from Epstein Island.
Yeah.
So, but Upper West Side, there are no flock cameras. Do you know what? Okay. I want to word this.
Is that where the little CIA headquarters is in?
No. That's where the predominant Jewish population lives. Do you remember when they were having problems with like underground tunnels and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Mazel tov. Anyway, so what is the number one from the Christian perspective? And maybe this isn't even something, because when I talked to Courtney, she wasn't on. It was one of those things where it's like, as a pastor, I feel like I've encountered it quite a bit, but Courtney hadn't for some reason. But when we're told why our government has to, and why they do fund and support Israel so much, what is the number one Christian response we get? It's, if you bless Israel, then God will bless you. If you curse Israel, then he will curse those who curse Israel. Right. Okay. So I just recently decided, because I just took that as like, oh, that's a scripture somewhere. Cool. And they quote it and they're like, oh, it's in Genesis. And I'm like, okay. So I started doing a little more research. Okay. So you go into Genesis 12, And you find that scripture, and I will just read it for our listeners in context. So you have the context. Starting in Genesis 12, verse 1. Now the Lord said to Abram, go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you. And I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you I will curse. And in you all of the families of the earth shall be blessed. So Abram went as the Lord told him, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he departed from Haran.
And was named. Israel's a person, not a place in the Bible, yeah?
This is about Abram.
Right.
Who becomes
We're not talking about
named
Israel.
Abraham.
Right.
But
We're talking about
Israel is the name of
Abram.
Yeah, it's a family line. It's not a place. Our Israel was named. I've seen that the Israel, and I don't have it in front of me, not prepared, but I have seen too where Israel named itself Israel for the reason that they could.
Well, in order to, but this scripture
be sacred in that way. Yeah. But it wasn't Israel. Obviously, it wasn't Israel when that scripture was written, when that book was written.
No, I mean, but even still, it says you.
It's Jacob. I had to.
It says, I will bless those who bless you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say, I will bless those who come after you. It doesn't say, I will bless those who are descendants of yours. And it says that in that you will, in you, all of the families of earth shall be blessed. You know how in him, all of the families of earth were blessed?
Fill me in.
That's the line that Jesus comes from.
Right.
So in his descendants, Jesus came from him.
Yeah.
So through him and through his descendants, all of the earth was blessed because of Jesus. Not because people blessed him and not because he blessed them. Jesus came from them. So then people pull out Numbers 24:9, which says, like a lion they crouch and lie down, like a lioness who dares rouse them. May those who bless you be blessed, and those who curse you be cursed. And this is talking about the Israel. But again, it is talking about, and so in order to get, and it's quoting Genesis in order to share that, okay? So in order to come to the conclusion that we have to bless Israel, you have to take both of those out of context and then apply it blanket incorrectly, because again, it is talking about people, not the nation state. So in order for you to get to that conclusion, you would have to say that you would have to bless the country, the modern state of Israel, and not the people. And so now you're playing scriptural gymnastics in order to justify something. And taking the next step, go with this. Come with me now for just a split second. I've never experienced a situation where when someone was blessing me, that they were saying, you can do whatever you want to do, and I will never criticize you. I will never condemn what you do. I will never say you did anything incorrectly. I will just give you money and let you do what you're going to do completely just willy-nilly at whatever length you want to do those things. That's never been the case. In fact, when people bless me, they tend to criticize my actions more because we've talked about it, but it's like, we don't post our vacation pictures because sometimes people will be like, oh my gosh, you went on vacation? You know what I mean? And it's like, you're not supposed to go on vacation. You're a pastor. And it's like, what? But like, that's where we get. So now, so we that's the spot in which I got to. And I think that there's some sketchy things going on when it comes to that specific religion and some of the weird protections that seem to be going on with them. Why are there no flock cameras in the one region where the Jews live? There's not one in this whole region. But across the rest of the United States, it is, I mean, there's flock cameras outside of Valentine now. The city of Valentine voted to not have flock cameras, and there's a flock camera right outside of town. And so it didn't matter what their city wanted. The county decided to do something different. Yeah. And so it's like there's flock cameras everywhere. And 2 in that county now, looks like. Oh, 4. Nope, county line. But anyway, there's 1 in that county. But like, I don't know. It's weird, and that is a current event. And I will leave it at that. I also will say that I don't think that it's smart for you to just go and like curse Jewish people. Like, I don't think that's right. But Jesus himself did call them the demigod of Satan when they were going contrary to Jesus. And so I say all that to say that when I read Jewish texts that came after Jesus, they very similarly line up with Islamic texts in their hatred and condemnation of Christianity. Just say that. And so it's hard for me to be like, hey, your religion says that you should kill me and it's good for you to do that. And me be like, bless you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like all that to say, I have some issues, and I think it's safe for us to condemn actions while still blessing. And in fact, I would actually go a step further and say the way that I can truly bless them is by telling the truth to them and about them. Mm-hmm. Because we talk about enabling people a lot. We've talked about it with politics, with religion, with all that stuff. Yeah. For me just to turn a blind eye, that is enabling, and that is very toxic. That's cursed behavior. I'm setting them up for disaster. And so I think it's safe to criticize.
Real love is speaking the truth in love.
So I do find it a little weird, just being honest. I find it a little weird that Google search was so like, me saying that was offensive to the Google search. That was the one distinct different one that I would say. I do feel like Christian and white were very, very negative, but as a whole, the Jewish one was very, you as a user should not even be asking this. You're the problem. Mm-hmm. Different. And it is kind of weird. I'm just going to say that. Anyway, did you guys hear? So man, I'm current eventing it up. Did you see the Nebraska? I think it was the senator was on stage, and one of the people asked a question about him taking AIPAC money, and the crowd turned on him. Just boos loud. You couldn't hear him over and it was recorded. You couldn't hear what he was saying from the people in the crowd and their response.
For the senator or the person asking the question?
For the senator and his response for why he took AIPAC money. Kind of crazy. I don't know. But the funny thing is, I say all that to say that I also kind of agree that that currently Israel is our greatest ally in that region. But I also can say that they do dumb stuff. And they bring us into wars that we shouldn't be involved in. I think you can say both and it be true. And anybody who's deciding one side or the other, I think they're flawed.
Right.
I think if you're saying that Israel is amazing, they've never done anything wrong, that's not possible in today's world. There's not a government on earth that is innocent. Mm-hmm. But on the other side, if you're full blown, they are the most evil, vile country on earth. I mean,
take them out.
Iran exists. Yeah. Like at some point there is. And so I think both can be true. But anyway, that was fun.
Yeah. Lovely.
On a piece of, I want to be, again, I promised I told some of our Patreon people that I would talk about it, but very respectfully, that Hayden Panettiere passed away. Yeah. Very young. And
close
it does seem weird that a couple months ago she began opening up about the trafficking issues going on in the celebrity world. So today I saw
how someone tried to exploit her. How someone tried to exploit her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was opening up about all that stuff. I find that convenient because I was like, yeah, that's weird. But they also never really released how she died. But now all of a sudden they're now opening up the investigation. Now they're deciding to open up the investigation and the boyfriend is being investigated. That makes me think boyfriend's probably going to be the patsy now.
Yeah.
Because enough people ask questions.
Because you can't just slap OD on it. Like, people are listening.
Yeah, because initial investigation said that it was likely an OD.
Yeah.
And people are like,
but now all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, the boyfriend's being investigated.
Yeah.
Why the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Maybe, I guess that would be the closest person. Never mind. Literally, I said it, and then my brain was like, well, of course, the closest person to is going to be the first person investigated. Yeah, but it is weird that they're all of a sudden announcing that, but originally they were like, oh, no, there's no foul play.
And if now they're like, oh, wait, dismisses an OD, then why is there an investigation? First of all. Second of all, like, is it because of social media sleuths? Or like, yeah, not buying it, so now they need something else.
Makes me think.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying it seems to be. Well, they reopened. What's his bucket? Matthew Perry's case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was becoming very vocal. They reopened up his case, and now it is being investigated as a unaliving, a murder.
Yeah.
And
Jim Brewer has been open like crazy. I'm like, how long before? Because he's been very vocal about his views on government and conspiracies and things, and like not very funny for being a comedian. He's very serious about it. Yeah. So I'm like,
but sometimes
be careful.
I feel like it's weird.
I've seen a lot of comedians like that who are like, okay, but really, we're going to talk about quote unquote conspiracy theories and politics and just like dropping truth in it.
I mean, that's
I know.
That's basically what we try to do.
Yeah.
We try to be funny about that. Yeah. I know today hasn't felt very funny because it's been
no, it's not.
Laugh with us. But no, like we try to veil everything through humor in order to make it more palatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think
I was just talking to my kids at school about that the other day, is when something's serious, because we were talking about school safety stuff, and we laugh and we tell, scenarios. What if they come in from the ceiling and, we do have all those ridiculous conversations. And we said, well, that's kind of as humans, that's how we like to deal with things that are scary, things that don't make sense, things that shouldn't be. We try to make it fun. We try to have fun with it and laugh about it. And
sometimes what we're talking about just isn't fun, and it's hard to wrap it up through humor.
Yeah.
So, did you have anything else on Hayden? No.
And I just want to kind of be as respectful.
Yeah. I started seeing that maybe that connection was, should I just drop it? James Blunt. And have you seen anything about his recent music video that apparently came out right before?
Yeah,
and
there's a whole conspiracy theory about there's pictures of them on the boat together.
Oh.
Like him standing behind her in the boat, and
Fun.
I mean, it's a dude in the music video who's
but I mean there's other evidence too that
I thought you meant in the music
the
video.
one that she was talking about.
The music video is someone else.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Basically him kidnapping someone, and then it's like, oh, it's vacation, and he's just like tied up and stuff in the back, and then they go on a boat to a private island, and then there's a menu.
My question.
Yep.
My sincere.
He's already on another
bad timing. Yeah, nothing else. Bad timing.
Okay.
No. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Finish what you were saying.
You're fine.
I interrupted you.
It's just basically very. I don't know if I can say this word. Like
at this point, just say it.
Openly cannibalistic.
Yeah. We're at the stage where even if one episode gets shadowed, we can survive.
Yeah.
So I'm a little more comfortable saying things now.
We're edgy now.
We've established ourselves
openly that, and openly like, I'm going to take someone against their will to a private island and then hand them a menu, and what's on the menu? It says YOU.
Yeah.
So it's very
at its very core, it's bad taste with everything going on.
Okay.
Exactly. At the very least, it's a middle finger, and what can you do about it, even if I do, or it's a bad.
So So my question is, at what point do we stop supporting these people?
I mean,
I was just talking to somebody. I just.
haven't
I mean, I'm
anyways.
going to say I'm not a big James Blunt fan.
All right.
I forgot
No.
he existed.
I know.
Jokes.
I mean,
go
we
ahead,
as in like America, not
Yeah,
we
I
as
know what
in
you're saying.
us.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I just got into a spat with some good friends of mine about Taylor Swift.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And they were like, don't even make that up. And I'm like, no. Have you not seen this stuff? And they're like, I don't buy it. And I'm like, okay, but the information is there. You are choosing not to believe it because you love Taylor Swift.
Because it's
That's right.
an idol.
At some point, if the truth comes out, in spite of how much you love this person, maybe it's best if we don't support them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe.
At some level. Because basically what happens then is we have cases like this where Palm Beach Pete gets invited to the inner circle of stories, and they post it out there and they put it in our face because they know we aren't doing anything
We're
about
consuming it anyway. Yeah.
We can riot over and protest. I'll play both sides of the argument on this. We can riot or protest about somebody being taken out by a police officer, but we do nothing to the celebrities who are rampantly involved in the sex trade and trafficking industry. Mm-hmm. I'm saying there's a reason why, and all I'm saying is I think personally, my conspiracy on that is the reason you rioted and protested was because you were told you were supposed to.
Yeah.
And now because you are not being told you were supposed to by these same celebrities, we are not. Mm-hmm. And at some point, we are sheep.
It reminds me, because this just came up in a conversation recently, like talking about different Christian movies that were actually good and actually impactful. And I think it was the first movie that we went and saw after our firstborn was born. The first time I ever left the house was to go see The Sound of Freedom, which is about trafficking and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I remember how much that movie got dogged in the press and on the media and in comment sections, and people insisting it's overblowing an issue that's really not that prominent. It's not that prevalent. Like, you guys are fantasizing about this and making fun of this. Basically it's just making an issue that's not very common and making a mockery out of it and romanticizing it to the point where you just want to be, either be the white savior again, or you just want to be you're persecuting, like persecution mongering, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to call persecution when it's not happening. You guys are trying to be make it an issue when it's not an issue.
Right.
Just a couple years later.
Yeah, the Einstein files come out.
And so it's was it really ill-timed, or was it ahead of its time, guys? Mm-hmm. So let's revisit that.
All I'm saying is the American curriculum was owned by a Mossad agent. That's all I'll say. If you don't know, go back and listen to our episode on the Robert Maxwell. Go listen to that episode.
Come right back.
If what we just got done talking about intrigues you more than a ranch that may or may not be really cool, go back and listen.
Spoiler alert, it's really cool.
It's pretty cool. This one's a lot cooler than the last one.
I haven't listened. Do I need to pause and go listen to the episode?
This one's a cool one.
And then we can continue our episode?
No, but then go back and listen to the
Just
Robert
psychically
Maxwell.
take it in. We're all psychic today. Just
Unagi. All right. I didn't advertise for some of the people who are cool. So
we never do a mid episode. Let's do a mid episode.
Yeah.
So the first thing I want you to
bring
do,
it up,
stop
'cause
right
the
now.
current events were a downer.
This is actually a great place to do us a huge favor. And I am talking to you. If you are listening to this, I'm talking to you. Because don't think the next guy's going to do it. We need every person who hears this. If you're listening, stop what you're doing right now.
Put those weights
Pull
down.
up your device, whatever platform you are listening to this on.
Put the dishes down.
Yes, dry your hands. I'll give you time. I'm gonna stall. Okay, I'm stalling for you. Hey, you're good. You're good. Like, we're good
I'm gonna
right now.
hear this later when
Keep
I'm
going.
washing dishes. Just
Stall. Like, you're good.
Turn the mower off for a second.
Just chill out. Pull your phone out.
pull
Wipe
over
the
if you
sweat
need to
off your
pull over.
hand. Pull up the podcast and upvote it, like it, give it 5 stars depending on the platform, and then write a comment on this episode.
Oh.
We want to do an experiment. If everybody who does this, I want to see how much it jumps our analytics. So I'm being painfully awkward right now because I know there's a couple of you that's like, I'll do it later. No, you won't. You won't do it later because you forget every time.
Be safe, though, because we know a lot of people listen while they drive. A lot of people listen while they're driving combines. And so be safe.
If you're driving, you have time right now.
Don't take out any livestock.
Pull over. Like, you got time, okay? Like, I'm stalling this because I see you. I hear you. Like, I know you're not doing it.
We're watching.
Do it.
They're probably going to place an ad right over the top
Probably.
of all of this.
Yep.
Hey, and while the ad's running, go do it. Congratulations.
There you go. Bam.
Bam.
Done. Bing, bang, bop, boom.
But for real, I'm really curious if we can get multiple people to upvote 5-star and comment on an episode. I want to see how much it pushes it out. And if there was ever an episode where I feel like they're going to shadow ban, it is going to be this episode because of what we've already talked about.
Oh, okay.
We already
I
talked
thought you
about.
meant what to come. Too.
No. What's to come, I think, is pretty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's pretty public. It's okay.
Yeah.
But what we already talked about, we've listed.
Peace, Satan.
We've listed many religions. We've listed people. We've said a lot of things that get episodes shadowed. So you have to help us undo this. So I'm really just go do it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. Now that you're back, shout out, go to Splat Pest Pros in the Southern Panhandle, mention the podcast, get a 20% off your initial treatment. And then hit up Theo G at Shocker Tattoo. And if you mention for the podcast, you get 25% off your amazing tattoo. So make a plan. Also, you probably want to call in advance and get reservations long before you go down there. Just to be courteous to them, because these guys do fill up their calendars pretty decently. So call them, let them know you're from
Denver.
You're from in Denver. Let them know you're one of the Bigfoot, you're the BAs. Let them know you listen to the podcast and you'll get a discount. The last couple of current events before we switch because of transitions. Did you guys see the Perez Hilton thing? Perez Hilton? Not Paris Hilton. Perez Hilton.
Perez Hilton.
Did you see that? So Perez Hilton, we might have talked about this last week, so I'm not going to go into it a lot. He was on a TikTok live, and he was self-mutilating live, covered in his own blood. And TikTok let it run for 45 minutes.
I think I read about it.
It got reported.
Like that.
I know I've heard this name before, but I don't know who the guy is.
He's a social media
He was
icon, for lack of a better word. Like, he's been on social media forever.
Big back when YouTube was like the only way.
YouTuber. Yeah.
Big YouTuber. Anyway, so something kind of crazy. A couple months ago, he gave his life to Christ. Seems kind of weird that so people are theorizing that maybe multiple things. Now, this is, again, pure hearsay. So what if he kind of dabbled in it, but those demons wanted to take control? Or, alternatively, and this sounds more logical to me, that it was a humiliation ritual in order to escape the celebrity world.
No. Interesting. To get out of that. World. Huh.
Because he became a Christian.
Yeah.
But I guess he had radically gave his life to Christ and had been
That's dark.
yeah. So on another thing, there was a dude in England. I don't remember which ones of these I talked about. So if I'm doubling up from last week, I apologize. There was a dude from England. He bought a baseball bat downtown. It was still in the plastic. He walked out of the shop, and when he walked out of the shop, a police officer saw him and arrested him for brandishing a weapon in public.
Nice.
And the audience, and it's okay. And the guy was saying, hey, I just bought this. This is stupid. And he did become a little agitated. But there were people, bystanders were like, he just bought it. What do you expect him to do with it? And they still arrested and brought in a force to arrest him for brandishing a weapon in public that was still wrapped in plastic.
Bat.
For an aluminum baseball bat that was still wrapped in the plastic from him buying it from the store. Anyway. Apparently quantum computers.
Jeez.
So that you're going to really like this, Mike.
Pivot my brain that quickly.
I know, I'm sorry. So quantum computers.
Quantum baseball bats.
Quantum baseball bats.
I'm in.
That if you, apparently with quantum computers, if you look at them, they freeze.
Yes.
Double slit experiment.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
but quantum computers now, because quantum computers don't operate the same way as regular
They
computers.
don't operate within time parameters.
If you look at them, they freeze. And this has been documented and measured.
yeah.
You can't observe quantum computers, quantum computing. They freeze if you do.
Yeah, because it relies on not being observed.
In order to work.
How do you know if it's not working then?
Because it stops.
Because it
computing.
stops. It stops
taking
computing.
things up.
But how are you going to know if it stops computing?
Because it otherwise is like
So
pretty
does it have some other
instantaneous.
sort of, does it have some sort of other output that you can look at? And
Yes.
know that it's-
Yeah. You can look at the output.
Okay.
You can
just
look
can't
at it as
what
it's-
the
as it's
computer's
computing.
doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't look at what it's doing. You can look at what
'Cause-
it's pumping out.
Yeah, so like
okay.
it will figure out an equation that would have normally taken 50 million years and they'll solve it in 12 minutes.
I've seen that.
But if you're staring at it, it won't solve it.
Yeah. It's like trying to watch
like me.
water boil.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk out of the room,
But it's
overflow.
observable
Test
that it's
anxiety.
freezing.
Yeah.
That it, that
yeah,
it,
there you go.
freeze.
It's got it's got audience anxiety. It can't
It's
function when
crazy.
somebody's
Performance
watching.
anxiety. Yeah.
Performance anxiety. It can't do it. It can't do the things when people
It
are
freezes.
watching.
No.
It's like double slit experiment.
How
all
weird to
over
think
again.
about though that we tend to think that we don't control things in the universe, but what a good evidence that we can control things. Because literally, you can stop a computer that can pretty much compute anything at the a crazy amount of time, and all you got to do is look at it to get it to stop. It's crazy how much control you have just from observation.
So crazy.
And it's almost like it has its own. To me, it feels like it has its like own knowledge. Like it has to know.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not knowing like we think of knowing, but it knows when it's being observed,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
What about a person who can't see?
Then they can't observe it.
They can't observe it. But even like
Dun,
if they're
dun,
facing it, have they tested that? Like vision impaired or like
Oh yeah, like
blind
somebody
people?
just looking in that direction.
Yeah.
Like if it still
Like the
senses
head-
somebody's watching.
Is it like electromagnetic something or like
Nobody knows.
because that's the thing, right?
Is it
Is that something
the part
they've
of
tested?
consciousness that we don't understand?
I don't know.
People don't know.
What
That's-
about if a
that's
dog
interesting.
looks at it?
That's interesting.
I'm sure we talked about this with the double
I
slit
think
test.
it doesn't matter if it's observed, period.
Yeah, because you can't
pet,
even
animal,
observe
human.
it through. So if you set up a camera to observe it, if you're watching the screen to observe it, it'll stop
Gosh, that's nuts.
because it knows it's being observed
That's crazy.
and it stops regardless of how it's being observed. If something is observing it, it stops.
And if you go back and watch the camera in the future,
It changes. It's a different video.
It's as though that you observed it.
Yeah. So you
What?
so you can record it and observe it and nothing happens, and then walk away, rewind, come back and watch the recording, and it did happen.
It's as though you were watching it.
It's
the
like
whole
it
time.
goes back in time and does it as if you weren't observing.
as if you were, yeah.
So you can't watch it, but it still computes. But it won't compute and show you the computation until you are done looking at it.
Don't break
Quantum
my
computers
brain.
are wild,
Don't
man.
break my brain like that.
Anyway,
I love it.
I'm about to be like the
I
one
love
girl
it.
in the.
I am a chaos junkie, and I love things that are that precise, but still there's
no
there's chaos.
They
in
have
it.
explanations, but the explanations are like that. That's not.
There is chaos
that
in
ain't-
perfection. There
that
is.
ain't-
I
I
don't care
almost
what you
started
say.
going like the one girl in the creepy movie. Like no,
Yeah.
no.
That's like random
I was
number
having a good day.
generators.
Don't
are
do
not
that to my
random.
brain.
Yeah. Random number generators are not random, and it seems random,
Random
and
number
chaotic, but
generators,
it's
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Random number generators
Jumper
are actually
number drivers.
proven to not be
Yeah.
random because it has to be it has to be there's order to
It's
the
a
random
calculation. Yeah. That's wild.
And so it is. So
That
when
makes sense to me.
when I play D&D, I use real dice because I don't like the concept of the random number
Yeah.
generators not actually being random.
It's because you have cool
Whereas
dice. That's why
rolling,
you do.
I do have pretty cool dice
You have
now.
so many dice now.
I know they're all free.
Can I see them?
I get them free.
You need to get like a nice, cool case to
I
display
do.
them.
I do. But anyway, I get them all for free.
I want to see all the dice.
But anyway, okay. So speaking of when you observe it, there's some pretty cool things that happened at the Bradshaw Ranch. So if you don't know what the Bradshaw Ranch is, we'll go into some early history, okay?
Okay.
So the Bradshaw Ranch, it's near Sedona, Arizona.
Of course it is.
Sedona, Arizona.
Been through there.
It is right near Secret Mountain. Secret Mountain is
It's a secret.
a hypothesized location of possible someone maybe like an underground, like a Dulce base kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
It's theorized as being
My
one
brain
of those.
is still off,
There's
so I thought
always
you were
one of
going to
those
say.
mountains nearby.
I thought you were going to say it's a hypothesized mountain, so people say that it's there, but we don't really.
But the mountain
know.
doesn't exist?
Yes.
It's a hypothetical mountain.
Okay.
Yeah,
one of
but
those- one of
it
those
also, because of like the reason it's hypothesized as having an underground facility and stuff is because of it is a hot spot for UFO content. Like, it's very well known for its
Yeah.
UFO content.
Yep.
And interdimensional phenomena.
Yeah.
Look something up.
So the broader Sedona Verde Valley was inhabited originally by the Sinagua, the Hohokam, and the Puebloan Anasazi people. So there's the heritage site with the rock art and the cliff dwellings is roughly about 1.5 miles away from the Bradshaw Ranch.
Okay.
So this was a pretty important place to indigenous Native Americans as well. That always heightens my, hey, there may be something to this area kind of thing, because like, again, with like the last week's, the Stardust Ranch, part of my problem with it wasn't paranormal until all of a sudden the current owner was there. And now that it's sold, it's no longer paranormal.
Yeah, it went
It's
from
only paranormal 'cause
0
that
to
guy.
100 and then back to 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, I kind of go, okay, I don't know what's going on with this.
I have a little reference.
Okay.
It's going to shock the masses because I'm making a Stephanie Meyer reference.
Whoa.
But, well, in her book, The
gross.
Host, which I have read, I've read all of her books. I know. I have read all of them. But in The Host, she, and I'm fuzzy on the details, but she gets like a secret message, I think, from like her dad or her mom on like a safe place to hide because they're being invaded by aliens, and aliens take over your body and your consciousness or whatever and stuff. And so she goes to hide, and there's a group of people that are hiding in an underground cave system in a mysterious mountain because she finds like it's a secret message on like, and she matches up the ridge line of like, or the peaks and stuff. And then she goes to the place where the mountains are, and underneath them, it's like the mountains, they're all hiding in a secret community, and it's like underground cave systems, and it's all really elaborate. And it has to do with aliens because the book has to do with aliens and
What's the
hiding
name
from
of the
aliens.
mountain?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought
Was it in Arizona? Is that
It
what-
was in
that's the
Arizona. I did a
significance of it?
quick check, and it's in
awesome.
Arizona. So that's where my brain went.
Nice.
So I probably missed some details from you guys. Sorry.
Illuminati confirmed.
But I like it when authors like play off of conspiracy theories and stuff like that, and then make their own mythology
Yeah,
behind
that
it.
is pretty-
So,
Yep.
and I do the same. So,
cool.
anyways,
Unless they know the truth and then they're just trying to make
Maybe.
a story around it so that people
maybe one of
discredit
these
the
times,
truth.
someone's gonna write the truth, and yeah,
Or they do regularly and we just discredit the truth then because it was written
we'll find
as
out.
a fiction.
I totally derailed the conversation with that. So.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, no, you're good. So this location, the Bradshaw Ranch, I keep calling it the Bradford Ranch for some reason. The
Bradford?
Bradshaw Ranch. In the 19th century, the U.S. Army rounded up all of the indigenous people from the valley and transitioned it to ranching and homestead use. So there's not only was it important for indigenous people, but it was also taken from the indigenous people. That
And I
makes
bet
it
those
concern-
people were treated very nicely. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure they were so just
They were so happy
polite.
to move, and they were put in good schools.
They were treated the best.
Anyways,
The best that anybody's ever been treated. Sarcasm font. This property itself was homesteaded around 1920. There was an adobe house built, which still stands on the property, and it is regarded by some as one of the oldest surviving structures in the Sedona area. So
It's also one of the corners of the Bradshaw Ranch Triangle.
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
there's a triangle.
Yep, there's a triangle.
There's a triangle.
So then, Bob Bradshaw, who was born in 1918, in China, of all
What?
random places. Arrived in the U.S. as a child, and he passed away in 2008. So he lived 90 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he moved to Sedona in 1945, seeking relief from allergies. And he worked as a carpenter, photographer, a livestock wrangler, stuntman, a location scout, a set builder, an extra, a tour operator, all this stuff. He then opened Sedona's very first photo shop, and started early guiding Western movie tours, and was involved in dozens of film and TV productions. And he was also one of the very first Marlboro men. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Around 1960, he purchased the ranch property for roughly $200 to $250 per acre. And it then became a dedicated Hollywood filming location known as Arizona's Little Hollywood.
Oh.
So documented movies that were filmed there were including Stowaway Joe, starring Elvis, a couple of TV series, lots of commercials, lots and lots of commercials. John Wayne did a movie there, Barbara Straywick, Elvis, and there just tons of movies were filmed there.
You know, I thought was interesting, like looking at these ranches, the legitimate ones all seem to have a common thread. Like the government comes in at some point and buys them.
Yes.
Puts restrictions on them so nobody can interview or visit unless they are approved. And most of them served as movie sets at some point, which is weird because we've talked about the connection between Hollywood and weird stuff, the Holly weird thing. So that's weird that a lot of these ranches with the UFOs and the weird anomalies and magnetic whatever
Or how the
also
government has a
served
film
as
budget.
movie sets.
Yeah. It is kind of weird.
And they weren't like Hollywood movie sets. They're like on location movie sets for like Westerns and stuff.
Yeah.
But almost every one of them had a bunkhouse where they kept the actors for movies.
Yeah,
at
it's
some
kind of
point.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. So the full Bitter Creek, which is like it's like a full Western town basically, was built in 1972. And eventually that whole set was burned down in 1985 for a production, on purpose. And then it's kind of stopped producing movies in the late after that. It's kind of like the final, it's kind of done being a set. Then in the late 80s, early 90s, the ranch shifted towards tourist use, horseback riding, jeep tours, cookouts, that kind of thing, just like cowboy experience kind of thing.
Right.
Under Bob's son, John Bradshaw. So they created the family's A Day in the West operation, which was give people a day to live out west like the old frontier people, the old cowboys. So then, all that to say, the unusual activity really started and began being reported around 1989 to 1990. So after film use is when the unusual activity started to be. So that heightens my red flags a little bit of like, oh, so now all of a sudden it's not being used for this, and now it's all of a sudden used for tourism, and now we're going to all of a sudden have paranormal stuff start happening.
Right.
But also on the other side of that is, prior to that, you didn't have a lot of people there other than for production.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you have thousands of people coming
presence.
through and constant eyes on the skies,
Yep.
constantly looking for things, constantly active on the location. So if there were paranormal activity, it would increase at that time.
Right.
So you can't discredit it completely because in theory it would have actually increased at that time. So it actually makes a little sense.
Yep.
Then in 1995, Linda Bradshaw and Tom Dongo published Merging Dimensions, The Incredible Saga of Bradshaw Ranch, which basically brought more attention to the location and the activity. But apparently the activity on location began to taper. And they talked about it. It seemed like the location activity started to taper down a little bit. Then, and you kind of alluded to this a little bit, in the late 90s through 2003, in 1998, Bob Bradshaw sold the land to his own Jeep tour company, A Day in the West, for roughly $2.75 million. Then, around 2000 to 2001, it was then acquired by Gamma Investors, LLC. Then in May 2001, it was sold to the Trust for Public Land, which was a conservation nonprofit, for a nominal $10. What? So this estate, which was sold in 1998 for $2.75 million, then in 2001, so we're 3 years later, was sold to a public land trust for $10. But then in 2001, that trust for the public land sold it to the U.S. Forest Service for $3.15 million. So this public land trust bought it for $10, sold it for $3.15 million. Money laundering, anybody?
Right.
That's government money laundering.
Yeah.
But anyway. So then in May of 2003, public access was fully restricted. Bro.
That one wasn't even close.
This is why I don't
But strangely enough, I knew what you were saying.
If you guys want to know why I review my notes and I try not to read from my notes a whole lot when we do these, it's because of this. I have verbal dyslexia, and when I read it, it comes out wrong. In May of 2003, public access was fully restricted, and the property entered its current closed status under the Forest Service management. Coconino National Forest Area.
Cochino is something totally different.
Yes. I said it and then I was like, that's not what it says. So,
oh man,
that's basically where we're at, is that now it is allegedly used as a experimental garden permit use conservation area.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay.
It remains closed to the public, and any tourism paranormal stuff that occurs is almost always on the outside of the ranch. But recently, so I guess I don't. Did you do much research about the actual Bradshaw era of sightings and things that they saw?
I watched one that was very modern. It was a very modern thing. The main investigator on this one, he like lives near the ranch and does things on the ranch and investigates with electronic equipment and things like that, by the name of Hoodoo Tall.
Wow, that is a name.
Hoodoo. And that's not his real name. That's his name he chooses to go by. It's his pseudonym. Hoodoo Tall. Anyway, yeah, so I watched this one and it was interesting because they pointed out a lot of the lore, but also pointed out a lot of the weird things and like anomalies in the videos, like while they were happening, like pointed out things that like I wouldn't have noticed, but it's things that people have noticed and they find consistency in it. For instance, the triangle we talked about goes from the house to the windmill to a tree. There's a tree out there that supposedly is like a portal, that gets like, it looks wavy and then like weird stuff comes through. But there's a triangle. But when you are filming any of those things in the picture has almost like a shadow triangle that takes up the whole frame. Yeah. And they can outline it and then you notice it. But when it's not there, you don't notice it, but they'll outline it and then take the triangle away. And then all you see is this like shadowy triangle. And then they'll film the tree and that triangle's still there. And it's like made up of the trees in the background. The image. It's like when you look at those images and you squint your eyes and then all of a sudden you see a face.
Yeah,
It's like that.
I could never
but,
do this.
But when they film anything within that triangle, that weird triangle appears in the frame. Just weird things like that.
That's
weird. A lot of weird anomalies that I haven't seen in anybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
That I thought was weird.
That was kind of like one of the things that I did, because I did a little bit of research of the Bradshaw era.
Yeah.
And then I heavily researched investigations post Bradshaw era.
Right.
And so to get the full picture of some of the original claims, because I feel like the original claims matter because none of the post stuff would exist if there weren't the original claims.
Yes, absolutely.
So the original claims, just the number one thing was they claimed there was just constant UFO UAP activity.
Yeah.
Which again, if
and they're plasma. They're like plasma UAPs. They're like they shift and morph, and there's like pictures of them and stuff, and they're different shapes when they, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if Secret Mountain is a military base, there's gonna be
stuff in
UFOs and
right.
UAPs. There's gonna be
that's
stuff.
That
so let's say, okay, let's assume. No, but here's the thing. Here's the hard part. We have to assume the conspiracy of I just forgot it. No Name Mountain, whatever. Secret Mountain. There we go. My brain is like, what's its name? It doesn't exist.
It's because it's a secret.
Secret, yes. So if, in order to discredit the UFOs and UAPs of Bradshaw Ranch, you have to accept that Secret Mountain is a secret military base.
Yeah.
You can't, one or the other.
Right.
So no matter what, you're going to believe in a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, one way or the other.
You're either going to discredit the UFOs and be like, oh, it was all just this and everything else came from that. Or
That's interesting.
Or the UFOs and the UAPs are weird here, and there's not a military base under Secret Mountain.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other. Yeah. Like you can't discredit both.
It's all lies.
Yeah, and there's so much documentation over some.
Oh yeah,
like there's no doubting there's stuff in the skies. It's just what is it?
So some of the more out there things that happened was one of the Linda Bradshaw, the wife.
Yeah,
she said that, and there's a picture of this, and it looks weird. She snapped the picture. So unlike Mr. Stardust, zero evidence that exists at all. The Bradshaw Ranch, I feel like, has a lot of
There's
evidence.
a lot, yeah.
So, and not to discredit Stardust Ranch, you can believe what you want. Go listen to that episode, last week's episode 102. But for this episode, she took a picture, and it's weird. It looks like there's like a giant projection flat screen in the middle of their field.
Oh, yeah.
But it washes out the background, so it could maybe be a reflection off of the window. Mm-hmm. But she explained it as there was this like portal.
Yeah.
And this portal like would open up, and then small gray humanoids would come through it.
And that's where so that tree wasn't there originally in the triangle. They planted that tree where they kept seeing this portal open up. Oh. So they planted the tree to mark the portal so they could see it even when the portal wasn't there. They knew to avoid
They knew where it was
area.
at. Yeah. Interesting. But that area, their animals would avoid it naturally already anyway. Yeah. So that's something. And growing up on a ranch, that the one thing, especially horses.
Yeah.
When horses start flipping out, like there's something.
Yeah.
A lot of times I just assumed it was a storm coming. Yeah. And I would say 9 times out of 10. When the horses got weird, you knew a storm was coming. Mm-hmm. If the sheep all of a sudden were like hungry at weird times, something with the weather was going to come up. There's like animals sense the weather and stuff like that. Well, outside of the weather, there's got to be something that they're sensing that's being triggered in the same way for them to avoid a spot.
Right.
But there was one specific instance where the Bradshaw's son saw 4 of these grays come out of the thing, and they just like disappeared. When he went back to get Linda from the ranch house and be like, "Mom, come and look at this." Mm-hmm. When they went back out, they were just gone. But they videotaped that those humanoids created imprints in the ground.
Yeah.
So they apparently, in the next day when they went out to look, they found the imprints. They created the video. So the video does exist and you can see. Now, could they have faked the imprints? Yes, of course they could have. Mm-hmm. But they do have evidence of what they did, what was there.
And they're still finding footprints. Every once in a while in the portal area, they still find footprints, and they'll film them and everything else. They're like a 2-toed weird footprints. The ones that I saw, they all have like 2 toes.
So sloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slothies.
And then they had our favorite cryptid would occur regularly. Apparently it was the same one, and they nicknamed this thing Big Girl.
Yep.
It was a Bigfoot-like creature that they apparently regularly encountered. That there were unusual tracks, which they did document. And then since then, Bigfoot and Sasquatch encounters have become a regular occurring event on around the premises.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was allegedly, now this one is a little, I gotta go, what? There was allegedly a dinosaur encounter. This one apparently is a really old account.
Or a dragon encounter. Depends on what you believe.
I actually just saw one of those. Oh my god.
A dragon?
No, yeah.
Tell the story. Why did we sit on that?
Yeah, why are we waiting to tell us the dragon story?
Whoa, let's go. Let's go. I'm going to sit up tight. Oh my gosh.
I just saw a video about
a
one
video.
of those that happened way back when. Anyways, apparently it was a dragon and it attacked a train or something. But
Wild.
Yeah. I liked it.
But yeah, so apparently they saw a dinosaur or a dragon. It was roughly 5 foot tall, dusty colored, bipedal, reptilian creature with a long tail. Apparently 2 witnesses claimed to get a better view. Others saw the tail disappearing into vegetations, and it was like a large reptile, like with 3-toed tracks eventually found around the ranch. So this one had multiple witnesses, 2 who saw the whole thing, and a bunch who just saw the tail disappear.
Huh. So dinosaur dragon or lizard people?
Lizard? Ooh.
Lizard
That could
or
be cool.
like a bird with a disease.
Chupacabra.
And then just apparently footsteps, just sounds of people like walking around, like they would just be sitting there and it'd sound like something running up on them, and they turn around and nothing's there. That phantom, that occurs like apparently throughout the whole history. There were tons of people, even when it was a movie set, experiencing that and it freaking people out.
The orb action at this place is crazy when they just video stuff. There's one where they're videoing the tree where the portal's at. And
Video of a tree just makes me think
at
of
first
Emily
it just
Rose.
looks like dust. It looks like this either dust or crazy swarm of bugs coming up from underneath the tree, like coming out. It's like this cloud of orbs just whipping back and forth and all over the place. So it looks like something's blowing in the wind. But you look at the grass and the tree, and the long grass isn't moving at all. It's not, there's no movement at all. And this thing comes up past the camera up towards the Adobe house.
That's crazy.
And then a few hours later, when they're done investigating and they're unplugging things and stuff, they left that camera running, and all those orbs went racing back. Like almost in reverse, racing back into the portal area. I was like, wow, okay.
That's
even if it is bugs, that's weird bug behavior.
That is weird bug behavior, yeah.
They have a video of that I saw.
Cameras operating themselves, like they'd leave cameras running and the cameras would kind of move themselves.
Yeah, great.
Ooh, I saw they had a video too where they have...
pretty apt for an old film location.
Yeah.
Right.
They have 2 different forms of EVP. So they have like the little beeper thing on the floor, and then they have the little handheld.
El beeper.
And those usually don't, like, they'll go off, but they don't usually go off simultaneously. This was like synced and in patterns, and all of them were going off in patterns at the same time. So that was weird too.
And then the last Bradshaw era that I had was the missing time. That apparently, well, no, I have 2 more. Sorry, there was missing time. Well, Linda's son apparently had missing time events occur regularly. That's something keep coming up when a strange place. And here's part of the reason I like our show is because like Blurry Creatures, they really focus on the cryptids.
Right.
They really focus on that. Your Ninjas or Butterflies, they really focus on like current events and weird things and very short tellings of it and stuff like that. But I feel like with our show, we do everything. Is it a weird area? Is it a weird cryptid? Is it a weird this? And because of that, there's a lot of overlap that we've been able to watch. Like our finding of the 1880s.
They're very similar.
I don't think you find that if you're just looking at one thing or another.
Yeah.
And government.
We're connecting the yarn on the
I do feel like that is something we bring to the table that a lot of these other guys don't, because we do dive into the government conspiracies and the government files and the those kinds of things, and it does start creating those overlaps.
Yeah.
Missing time is a major overlap. So many occurrences of missing time, or time that seems to stretch forever, or time that passes super fast seems to be a kind of common occurrence with something like this. The last thing that I have from the Bradshaw era was there's kind of a weird story with the son that he apparently encountered white trucks and individuals who were wearing white suits.
Yeah.
And on the flatbed, there was a wingless craft. While he was observing this truck, apparently he spotted a small gray-like alien thing watching him, and that's basically the component that exists. And then from there, allegedly, they experienced a lot of harassment from the government. So, that's the Bradshaw lore.
Wow.
I watched Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. I didn't know this because I haven't watched Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. I thought Beyond Skinwalker Ranch was just the behind the scenes deep dive.
It's them comparing it to other
totally different show.
Yeah.
Totally different show.
Yeah.
So it's an investigative crew, and it feels more like, and I think it's a show we should start watching.
Okay.
It feels more like Expedition Unknown.
Yeah.
Or I would say actually more like Expedition X.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's a team and the team isn't always the same kind of thing, but Expedition X, where it's like they go in, it's people who are associated at some point with the Skinwalker Ranch show, who then take that professionalism and go investigate other areas. They did 2 episodes on the Bradshaw Ranch in their very first season. Apparently it was so compelling, they went back a second time. So doing some research and watching some of their stuff, because they're so scientific with what they do, everything that they capture is now captured on camera. One of the weirdest anomalies, okay? So they went out and they wanted to investigate the area that was the portal, okay? And in the area that was the portal, they did a radiation survey just to see, because if there's a portal, maybe there's some radiation.
Right.
So they did a radiation survey. And when they're doing the radiation survey, there is a organic radiation thing that pops up, and there's hotspot right there, basically where that occurrence occurred. And
Like the TV screen looking one?
yes.
Yeah.
And this radiation shows a radiation spike that is deadly to humans, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it rises up in through that whole spot, basically, where that alleged thing is and where the tree would be. And just kind of creates this like thing that kind of rises off into the air and then just like boom, disappears.
Yeah. Almost looks like a rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of and then gone. Then apparently on Skinwalker Ranch, so this is something I had to do a little more research on because I'm not familiar with the Skinwalker Ranch TV show because I have yet to watch it. I really want to watch it, but it's one of those that I've been apprehensive because I don't know how much of it is just fabricated for the show.
Yeah.
Apparently the main audio level, which is used to transmit from Earth to space. So when we're communicating to something in space and space then communicates it back to Earth, they use 1.6 gigahertz to transmit that information. Apparently, that is the reason we got that number, allegedly, for funsies, was from the aliens.
Right.
Apparently. So, the theory is that when they use the 1.6 gigahertz to communicate, that aliens are now listening in on that transmission because it is in that window. Now, what we do know is it is used to communicate from Earth to space and space to Earth. That's what we do know for a fact. So they went out And they did this experiment over that same spot where the transmit thing came through. And they recorded a base level for a while of the ambient temperature. And when they were recording that, there was no changes. It was just ambient temperature, and the temperature stayed the same. They then blasted a 1.6 gigahertz transmission out, just played it almost. It was just like blank noise, basically, just white noise, but at 1.6 gigahertz. And almost immediately after they transmitted that, the temperature, the ambient temperature, instantly dropped by 10 degrees.
Jeez.
And you can see this. They caught it on camera. It drops 10 degrees. They then play it. It stays lower, and then they quit playing it, and it stays, and then all of a sudden, boom, instantly, a little bit after, temperature goes back up. Just like an instant temperature pops back up. And so they were like, okay, that's clearly something like it's one way or the other, it's weird. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not, sorry, did I say 10 degrees? 11 degrees. I apologize. It was 11 degrees.
That changes everything.
Yeah.
But
because in numerology, the number 11 means no. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But
And it's 2 ones.
I lied.
And when
The temperature increased 11 degrees, and then it dropped back down. So I had it backwards. And the reason it was significant was because it was in the evening, when it should have been cooling off.
Yeah. Okay.
So to see all of a sudden
change everything.
that does
all
change it a little
sarcasm
bit.
aside.
No, right? Yeah,
That really
it actually does change it a little
yeah.
bit. I had it backwards. My
That's
bad.
interesting.
Oh yeah. So man, I should have just read my notes before I replayed this part. But
By the way,
the
stricture is a real word. So when you messed up earlier and you said restricture, restricture is actually a word.
nice.
So,
Pat myself on the back.
Congratulations.
I learned something. Thank you. What does it mean?
That's what I was going to say.
I mean, it's kind of like, I think it has a couple different meanings. I remember it being used in Pride and Prejudice as like, I'd love to hear like your criticisms on him, basically. Like, I'd love to hear your strictures on it. Anyways, yeah.
Okay. Nice. I didn't know that. Something new.
You know, when
Oh, wait.
Not too far.
Before we move on.
Okay.
that was
The
cute.
1.6 gigahertz signal was a recording from Skinwalker Ranch that they had received. Oh. And they blasted that recording back out over the environment.
It's like you're revealing just a little bit out of a time. At
know,
a
I'm
time,
not
just
doing
to
all
And it
see
makes it even more
how
I know.
much
interesting.
you
It's like
have to
layers.
reveal
Yeah.
to convince us.
We're pulling back
Now
layers.
we're like, oh.
So when I was watching my documentary, they were doing the portal and they were videotaping. They put a temperature gauge on it, and around that tree there was a circle.
Okay.
It was a circle where the temperature was lower. It was like a lower temperature, like significantly lower.
Like
and
a
within that circle, there was another circle that was hotter than the regular air around them. So it was a circle of heat
don't
surrounded
like that.
by a circle of cold, just floating there
don't like
in that area. So that was weird. Don't know what it means,
Interesting.
but it's interesting.
That's wild. That is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So on the Beyond Skinwalker, the last thing that not the last thing, but one of the last big things that they found was at the alleged UFO sighting spot. Mm-hmm. They decided they were going to put out a laser show, basically. These lasers are cool. Have you seen them before? So they project into a spot a 3D laser image.
Oh.
It's really cool looking. So I don't know how the technology works, but it's what they use for.
I've seen that in an anime before, but it
Well,
was
it's what
always
they-
like hypothetical.
It's what they use to create like holograms now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the lasers come in from 2 angles,
And then
they all
they
intersect, and
they
it's-
hit at different.
But don't you
Yes.
usually have to have smoke or fog or dust or something for it to bounce
not
off?
with the
Not
lasers.
with the lasers
no, 'cause
anymore.
The lasers
Not
will hit
anymore.
each other.
Yeah.
And it creates.
It used
an
to
image.
be they had to have like
So
a
it used
flat
to be-
image or
so I did-
fog
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now technology is
Yeah.
like the laser technology is advanced enough. They just bounce the lasers off each other basically, and it creates these images.
Project Bluebeam.
I was going to say that's
it's
why
crazy.
we're getting closer to that. So.
But so they set this up, and it did this elaborate like show of patterns and display.
Yeah.
It was a big, all huge thing. It looked really cool. If I was driving down the road and I saw that, I'd be like, bro, there's UFOs in that field, you know, like it was cool. But after they did it, they turned the lights off, and guess what? They caught on camera 4 different UAPs.
Whoa.
And they checked with local flights and stuff. There should not have been any aircraft in these areas at the time. And they caught them on camera. And
I want to see this.
okay, we'll watch the episodes.
Yeah,
we'll have to watch it.
yeah.
Again, it's on, this is all on Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. I'm giving them full credit for it. They found the information. I'm just retelling what I remember from this episode. One of the craziest things, though, that they found while doing research about the location, again, so the guy that's on this episode, we briefly talked about him before we started recording. It's my favorite ex-CIA guy that I don't think is ex-CIA anymore.
Thinks he's current.
It's the Andy Bustamante.
Yeah, Bustamante.
Big old, like, big long hair, bushy curly hair.
Yep.
He's allegedly ex-CIA. And
Bustamante is one of my favorite jiu-jitsu moves, by the way.
oh, nice. I don't even know what that means.
No, I'll teach you someday.
Okay, that sounds fun. But he's one of the investigators, and they're investigating this ranch. And one of the things that they are really curious about is why this was basically strong-armed into a government-closed facility.
Right.
So they allegedly closed this ranch down to protect it so that they can do a protected location that is not affected by human interference.
Yeah.
That they can watch the location and observe. Okay. Cool. So the very first thing that they do when they take over is they build a giant building that is temperature controlled on the location. So we're going to take a property. We're going to claim that the reason we're basically forcing the sale and doing all this weird sketchy $10, $3.5 million sale thing. We're going to restrict access completely for conservation, and then we're going to build a giant building that is temperature controlled on site. Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense, right? Mm-hmm. Tons of sense. We're going to just destroy the whole environment in order to create a location where it isn't affected by man. That's the opposite of it. Mm-hmm. So then they began looking a little deeper into it, and they did some ley line and some of the witching stick things. And,
I saw some of the witching
stuff like that. Yeah,
the dowsing rods and
dowsing rods. Yeah. So they begin to look a little bit, and they find that there is a direct line from one of the theorized secret base locations on Secret Mountain. There is a direct line to this newly built facility. And when you follow the line, it appears as though there was construction and as though they built a tunnel straight from this spot to Secret Mountain.
Wow.
Doesn't seem like accidental.
Weird, right? Then they claimed that this facility that they built on the ranch was allegedly a cement plant.
Cement plant?
A cement plant. So why did they build a cement plant on this facility? What purpose would you have a cement plant that doesn't ever produce cement, but is currently being temperature controlled and is like a state-of-the-art facility on this location?
I got nothing.
What if it was the plant and they were telling the truth? It was a cement plant, but it was the cement plant that was cementing the tunnel.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would make sense.
And that would explain why there's never any trucks leaving from this cement plant.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
and I'll leave some of it a little bit so you can go watch it, but the way in which the government got this property was sketchy. And when the CIA guy is investigating it, he is straight up going, they basically eminent domained this location.
Yeah.
They eminent domained this location,
is ours and we'll give you a few bucks. And
in order to create this alleged off hands, no humans allowed place that they then put a cement factory on.
Yeah.
Why would they go through the time and energy to eminent domain it to create this research facility and then completely undermine that entire process by building a cement factory on it? It doesn't make any sense at all to me. Like it literally doesn't make any sense.
They're making environmental cement in the environmentally protected cement factory.
Yes. They also, they use this cement factory. The one thing that they can document that they did use this cement factory for was there were numerous underground entrances located all across this property that went into tunnel systems. Guess what? When they were investigating, all of those entrances that were documented now had a cemented top. So they used this cement factory to cement up all of those things. And they sent out a drone to begin investigating this area a little bit. As the drone appeared, started to come up near, even remotely close to this cement factory,
it malfunctioned.
The drone auto course corrected and went straight back to the handler and then came down and shut down. The guy who was operating it, he said the only time these expensive drones do that is when you start to come on restricted government airspace. They have settings within the area. So like an airport.
Like a governor and a motor. And
so like if you try to fly your drone over an airport,
frequency that they pick up.
So if you try to drive your drone over an airport, it will auto recorrect back to its location and sit down and shut down. And it does that in order to protect airports and restricted airspace. This spot that they were flying should not have been restricted airspace. They then decided to do a LiDAR reading. And guess what they find under the LiDAR? It wasn't cement. I lied. This was what they found. They did the LiDAR, and straight coming out of the cement plant, straight up to the secret mountain using LiDAR, not the overground picture. Using LiDAR, there is a tunnel.
Tunnels. Dun, dun, dun.
Straight from the cement factory to Secret Mountain. And it happens to line up with the radiation anomaly. The tunnel does.
You don't say.
On the same line.
That's
and then at one point, they are investigating, and at one point they're just standing there talking about something, and their electronic equipment begins to reflect back to them their own voices at 630 megahertz.
What were the voices saying?
Literally just repeating back to them what they were saying.
Was it still intelligible or like?
Yeah, it was their own voices. So they're speaking and it's reflecting it back to them. Yeah. Just kind of out of nowhere.
Just kind of repeating back to them.
Their devices, which are supposed to be just putting out what they're supposed to be sending, began repeating back to them what they were saying.
I thought you were going to say like it was like random sentences it was throwing them in their own voices. That would freak me out.
No. It was their own voice.
I was like,
that would be scary.
Did it like raise the pitch? They're talking like this or
no,
something?
it was just their own voice perfectly, basically. And that one you could just say was a technical malfunction, that their mics were interfering. but it is a little bit weird.
And this whole ranch is built on a quartz bed. Like there's a huge quartz bed with red iron ore on top of it. So that in itself creates electricity and magnetism and things like that. But
weird magnetic anomalies.
Weird magnetic, like unusual even for a lot of that area,
And the previous experts prior to it being shut down for the government, they said that they described the subsurface as tunnel-like. Like there was that weird infrastructure built underneath. And again, weird that they then sealed up all of the underground tunnel entrances.
Yeah.
The cement factory is for me. Okay. To kind of like wrap up the episode, for me, the weirdest thing is the government basically strong-arming ownership of it. It is clearly not being used for what they claim it's being used for.
Yeah.
And the underground tunnel going from the building on the facility, which is allegedly a cement factory, up to Secret Mountain.
Yeah.
Which is also alleged to have an underground military base, which we may do on another future episode. I'm going to actually put that in our...
You know what? I came across a theory that is wild, but I thought it was kind of interesting for this episode too. That I came across a few guys that were saying that the databases that are taking all the water,
data centers,
data centers that are taking all of the water and doing all these things are actually the surface entrance to all of the underground facilities. Yeah. And that's why they need all the water. It doesn't have to do anything to do with cooling the facilities. It's because they're pulling water for the underground cities, right?
Because that's...
But the way that connects is, what if we're using the data centers and everybody's like, oh, data centers, okay, for the data and stuff, but that's just the cover for them, the underground cities. Everybody that was in the underground cities or whatever was in the underground cities in these ranches has moved out. And so they're abandoned. So now the government is bringing in scientists to prove that, it's just, there's these weird UAPs and it's paranormal and it's all these things on these ranches. You can come check it out. But everything that was there is no longer there. So now they're letting us see it in these documentaries because they've moved from there to the data centers.
Oh,
interesting theory.
I could see that. The data centers are the ones, because we've always theorized that their technology is way more advanced than ours. Yeah. The data centers could just be the housing for their advanced facilities. Right. But one thing that is interesting about data centers that I've always wondered is why their cooling system isn't on a closed system where they just use the same water and over again. That doesn't make sense to me why they wouldn't. Take it, cool it, bring it back, take it,
That's what makes me think that they're using the water for something. Yeah. Not just using it for cooling. Because you can put it on a closed system and that keeps it from being polluted.
Because even if it evaporates and you dump the hot water back out, you're not taking the water. The water is going to raise the temperature of the rivers.
If it's a contained system, that water doesn't go anywhere, even when it evaporates.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, it's weird. There's a lot weird about the data centers, but this location's definitely, in my opinion, one of the more interesting ones. Yeah, that seem to have actual evidence. But the one concern I have is that the one group that they allowed basically like somewhat unrestricted access, other than with the cement plant, is Mr. Andy Bustamante. Yeah. Former CIA agent, allegedly. Yeah. Makes me wonder why they allowed him to be back on there.
Former
CIA emphasis on former, allegedly. Yeah. Place is crazy. With that, man, you guys are amazing. Courtney's
question, Love it.
It's interesting. Yeah. Go check it out. This location, I did notice there is a plethora of information. Unlike Stardust Ranch, the only information I could find was all copywritten stuff. So you had to like secondhand tell based off of interviews you saw. And even that could potentially get flagged. Yeah. We'll see if it does, but it hasn't so far. This one's the opposite. There's tons of information out
Yeah.
there about it.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Which
do
always makes me feel like
populated
even if there was something there, it's no longer there. If there's that much information, that much evidence, and it's just out there, and they're able to document and they're able to put out documentaries, to me that tells me that whatever was there, isn't really there anymore. Anything like that you can touch,
right,
isn't there anymore.
Or that it was that it is just a cement factory.
Yeah.
What if they did just procure this location because it happened to be a good place to build the cement factory?
The stuff you need to make cement.
And now they're not concerned because if you did investigate it, you'd find a cement factory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, cool.
Yeah.
Information's out there. It's a cement factory.
Yeah, if I had some place I'm trying to hide, I'm putting a Dollar General on it.
Yep.
Nobody would suspect a thing. Like, why is this Dollar General in the middle of the desert?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's Dollar General.
Oh yeah,
put those things everywhere.
For real though. The one, I totally missed this. The one real weird thing is that the specific scientific reason was that they were researching local plants and animals, right?
Right.
But they put up a 10-foot privacy fence, or not privacy fence, but a 10-foot
fence,
a big enough fence to prevent animals from going on the property.
Oh, okay.
So they clearly aren't researching local animals and their way that they affect local plants.
Research animals if you keep animals out.
And then they modernized all the buildings, and then those buildings are running machinery 24/7.
Maybe it wasn't research on wild animals. Maybe it was hybrid research animals.
Underground animals. Yeah. Human hybrid animals.
Animals. Man.
Apparently, if you get too close to the cement factory, a black helicopter shows up. So that's fun.
Nice.
Sweet.
But yeah. So with that, man, I want to say you guys are amazing. Don't forget to join the Patreon, patreon.com/BA Bigfoot. And we're going to pick up this conversation right now. But you guys will have to wait.
Yeah.
But if you haven't subscribed to Patreon yet, you can literally subscribe right now and get the bonus episode, which will pick up right as soon as we leave off right now. Those of you guys that are subscribed, you'll get the Patreon in a couple days. And you guys who support the show and do Patreon, thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And with that, don't forget to...
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Be your biblically accurate best.
Love you guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.
In the ancient days of giants, when the earth was wild and free, a creature roamed the valleys, cloaked in mystery. Is he born of angels' blood and man, a Nephilim so tall, or a shadow of the fallen, yet heeding the Maker's call? He's a biblically accurate Bigfoot, with a lineage from the skies. Not a myth or legend, but a truth that never dies. Is he a remnant of the Nephilim, a titan standing tall? Or does he have the word of God upon him, the last to hear the call?